It's time to panel up. Let's see what we can learn, share some information, get the word out about the things we know, and answer the questions you need answered. So welcome to another great panel brought to you by ComicBookAdvocates.com and the OnCon Network.
I just love that video, rocking out to it. I'm going to be educating. I guess it's good that I have the cap today. We're going to be doing a panel about how I create the videos I do. A lot of people have been asking this. I'm not going to be showing you the more complicated way. This is going to be using free OBS system. I also make some of my videos through Adobe. That takes a lot of energy off of your computer. It can even overheat. A lot of the videos I were making is actually one of the reasons I've been having problems with my computer now. It's a little older. A younger computer wouldn't struggle as much, but the video compressing and all that really does run heavy. This is a quick way not to overtask your actual computer. Very simple software. It's not going to get the same quality, but it works. I mean, people have asked me repeatedly about that. But for those wondering who I am, let the devil explain.
Mr. AnderSiN is the unboxable advocating creator known as the devilish comics creator who will tempt you with his devilish tales. He creates books about fetish, monsters, and more, and offers free spanks and hugs. He also teaches morals with farts. Check out the Comics Devil by going to MrAnderSiN.com.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about how to make these videos. I'm trying to share out the video so everyone can come in and watch it with us. Oh, you can share it to Twitter now. That's kind of cool. So OBS is a free software, very easy to get. Go to obs.com and you can just download it. There is a version that you can pay for that'll get you more features. I don't use that because honestly, I found what they created works for most of what I did. As a matter of fact, for a very long time, we were using that to run many of our shows when there was still Google Hangouts. I'm sure many of you remember when we used to do the Google Hangouts, and we always used that, and it was a good software. I'll be honest. I did not have a complaint about it. It was good. I enjoyed using it. The reason we moved on had nothing to do with its performance per se. It was just more so that the StreamYard, well, Google Hangout went away, and that was, of course, problematic. We couldn't be using something if we couldn't use the secondary part of it. So I was kind of sad when it went, but I got to give credit to StreamYard. Love what StreamYard does. So I'm pleased to be part of the StreamYard community. But I still, as you will see today, use OBS for actually creating videos. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over that. I'm starting a watch party right now on my page, and I'm putting come ask questions. So for those on my page can actually have questions. And I am going to be taking questions from anyone who has a question. I'm not sure how long this video will last. I would not expect it to be terribly long. Hey, Tim Harris. But if you guys have questions as we're going, feel free to ask them. As you guys can see on my screen, that's not a picture. That's why I left the mic on. Hopefully the mic works. I've never tried the mic with a double mic responsibility as it is right now. I'm hoping it still works. OBS has been pretty good with allowing the mic to not really go against anything else, but we'll go over some things. On your left side are the scenes. This is basically where you'll build different areas to work with, like projects, if you would, or even different setups. So I have the INDEE thing right here. The controls are on your right. You can see them start streaming. You can actually stream the same way you would from StreamYard. You could record things. We're going to be using that. There's a studio mode. I don't really like the studio mode, but if you want to do like fades and stuff like that, You can do a fade, you can do a cut. I don't use that for much things. I try to make a good video. I also try to make it pretty good. You get some settings that can come up. You can't see that because we're stuck on the screen. And you can just exit out of it. Again, some cuts information here. This shows you what's going on. Hold on one second. I think someone's at my door. So let me play you a video while I'm answering my door. Check out, so let's have you watch an ad for Geek Insider because we're on their network too. Sorry, I added some extra videos, so I have a lot more stuff now.
We'll be back right after this quick break. For Geek Insider advertising opportunities, contact advertising@geekinsider.com. We offer space on the website, in the daily newsletter, sponsored posts, and advertising space on our podcast. For details, contact advertising@geekinsider.com.
Hey everybody, Jax just got home. The Jax man is now in the house. So just give me 1 minute real quick. And please help us keep the programming going. Help us continue to advocate. While we advocate for thousands of creators and hundreds of projects a year at no charge, the tools we use, such as web hosting, URLs, and computers, have an annual cost. Help comic book advocates stay on air. Please consider donating anything you can to help us to continue to advocate and put on advocating program for everyone to enjoy. Become an advocate for us and a sponsor for advocating. Who knows? If we make enough, maybe we can hire a full-time editor. All right, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Jax just got dropped off a little early. I didn't expect him for a little bit. No big deal. We're going to roll with the punches. So here we go. So, I mean, making a video, you can see over here, this is where you have your different sources. So the sources itself, you can turn them on and off. You'll see a media source come up here. The media source can play a video. You can see down here. Now, I don't hear it, and I never bothered looking up why I can't hear it, because I never needed to hear it. Even when we're streaming, when it's streamed, you could hear it. When it's recording, you can hear it. I just happen to not hear it. I'm sure it's a setting somewhere where I've screwed up a setting. But it doesn't really bother me. And for a lot of times when we're making a video, at least the way I do it, it's not always necessary. One of the things I hate, let me find a place I can do it. One of the things I hate is a clicking sound. Because you get click, 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 click. And that's not something I like on my videos. That clicking sound can be annoying. So I try to make sure that all my videos don't have that clicking sound. So you can turn this off by just clipping over here and doing that. So it's that little eyeball, and then you can bring other things up. So let's start off by showing you a video. And this is a video I made using this software. What do I got loaded? Because there are different ones. Okay, so I made this video for Cat Dad and Supermom using this software. So here's an example. Oh, actually, you know what? Here's the most recent one I made. Yeah, okay, I'll show both. So here's one I made, and you guys can see what you can actually do, as opposed to some of the other ones, which does have a little bit of niftier tools. But here, check it out. So this was the one I made for Cat Dad and Supermom, and I'll explain how I did it in a minute. An all-ages tale that teaches morals with farts and shows the power of imagination that will entertain everyone in your family, including the parents reading the book. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to Cat Dad and Supermom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder, right over there, and the other side, the Supermom, and the big elephant that farts? All of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pinault, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this. Both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create, probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. Thank you for watching, sharing, and backing Cat Dad and Supermom, and Ella Fart never forgets. All right, so I could reuse that video. I love that video. I could do a voiceover on it. So the basic idea was so here, I'm going to show you. All right, so we're going to go to the Cat Dad thing. We're going to go over here to all the different sections. And you'll see I have a media source. So I always leave the media source there. Now, the media source itself, you'll see, is just me talking. I had filmed that late at night. This was a little bit into the quarantine. You could see I was already starting to grow a beard. I had been off the road for a couple weeks. I might be growing a beard out again, but it's not really the point of this video. But you could see it's just a video, me talking, and that's the original video I put out. We had Camila Zhang on our show, and she said that it needed more. It needed to be focused more. So I downloaded the video, and I brought it to OBS, because at that point, my computer was beginning to show problems. So I couldn't use my regular editing software. That's from Adobe. But I had used this plenty of times, so I had no worries about actually coming here to use this. So all I did was be able to just start adding on to it. See? Just make pictures pop up. And you get to move the pictures too. So if you notice this right here, these locks, if you unlock them, you can, oh, where are we? Let me see. I got to see what picture we're on so I know when I'm turning on and off. All right. There it is. Okay, so unlock it and you can move it. So, but when it's locked, you can't move it. So that's how I wound up doing a lot of that. It's very simple, very easy. It takes a few minutes. The reason I suggest locking everything is you just saw I moved an image. Now I've filmed this and this is moving in the background, so it's not as big a deal. This is already a done project. But you play with it, you do that. Now, one of the things I like to do is if you hear all that clicking, I hate clicking in my videos. So, and you can see in our thing, I'm talking. I'm going to stop talking for a second. You see the bottom one, how the mic goes away? And now they're both away. I didn't hear that the whole time. A lot of times I don't need to, because what I'll do is I'll record something. So, as examples, I recorded this, and then I put my voice over it. And, uh-oh, Jaxie wants me for a second. That's okay, because I'm going to play the video. So I recorded this first, and then I voiced over it and watched the video play and put on my own narration on it. And that's how I came up with this video. Welcome to Written Sins Volume 1 crowdfunding campaign, The COMiX Devil. This is the elevator pitch, which is going to tell you all about the creative journey of one Mr. AnderSiN, known as the Underground Uncanny Devil, who is an advocate for underground and indie comic books alike. But he's also a creator, and on that creative journey, he has created such titles as The New York Reporter, The Dark Justice, He has gotten to work on Gothic Blue, been part of Trollgate. He is also offering all of the other books that you might know him for, like Cat Dad and Supermom, Barbara Unleashed, and even the Monsters series, because while he creates books about fetish monsters and more, some of you don't know how deep the more goes. And that's the point of this campaign, to show you things that he created all the way back when he was actually being the artist, or when he played with action figures to tell a story in a comic book. That's right. This is about his journey. This is about the things he's created. And he's even dropping news stories like Painbox and finishing some things that were hard to finish in a normal comic, but in here, the format will help. Thank you for watching and supporting Mr. AnderSiN, the uncanny indie. There are more informational videos within the Kickstarter. If you have any questions, feel free to message us and we will get back to you promptly. So that wound up being the video by putting things together, right? Take all your elements, put them together, play them. So today, before this, I created a Barbara Unleashed. And you guys can see all the different aspects of it, clicking on and off. And what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to record one live. I've already recorded it, and then we'll do an Advocator one, and I'll show you the whole process. Excuse me, sorry. Got a tickle. All right, so we were, the first thing you're going to have to do is kind of make your own storyboard. So I work backwards. I always start at the bottom. So I always think about what the last image I want seen to be. So we'll go through all this, take it all the way down. So I always start, here we go, with what the last image, I'm sorry, is going to be. So for this video, it's to sell Barbara Unleashed. So I have the preset, and you're going to have to make your own graphics. If you can't make your own graphics, ask a friend. Some of the graphics, I mean, making a graphic like this could cost 10 or 20 bucks. If you ask someone to produce it for you, it's really not that expensive. Someone should, I mean, it's about, you're paying for about a half an hour to an hour of their time. Supply them with images. Just make sure you know what you want before you start the project, because the revisions will cost you more. But if you really can't make it on your own, ask a friend. You might have a friend who's willing to do it for you for free. I'm not that friend for you guys. I appreciate you all, but I don't have time to do other people's work. I have a 5-year-old I'm juggling right now, as you guys see. So I just can't do it free work. But if anyone needed something like this done for like 10, 20 bucks, I don't care. I'm happy to do it. And the difference between 10 and 20 is obviously the time. If it's something really simple, 10 bucks is more than fair to put some font on that. But you have to give ideas. And it's not hard, guys. You really could learn to do this on your own. There is some skill to get to the higher levels of doing certain things, but even the easiest and most basic concept arts matter. It's how I began. You don't have to be a professional right out the gate. Some people don't even like how I do the things I do now, but hey, they get attention. So they must be working. So I start here and then I start building around it. Okay, I don't like dead space. It's just a personal thing. So I put things in the dead space. I can't tell you how much it bothers me there's a black space here, but I'm like, don't overdo it, Rob, because everyone complains I put too much stuff up. Then I put an overlay. Okay, then I want to go here, and then I want to go here, because these are the story points. Then I start figuring out the rest of it. Okay, so this is what I want. So I build on top of it. I want to talk about variant covers. I want to talk about Mentor Search. I want to talk about the Aftermath, which has a double flip cover. And then I want to do the Barbara Unleashed. I want to do some taglines. I want to talk about her story. And I want to start here with her face. So I want people to associate this project with her face. So I want that to be that shot. Now that itself, even storyboarding it, you could even write yourself a script. I've wrote a basic script in the past for certain things, especially newer projects or Kickstarters. I like a script because it gives the ability to play with it. And you have to go into this knowing you're going to make mistakes, especially if you have a 5-year-old who's running in the background. You're going to catch him screaming or yelling. You're going to catch someone slamming something down. A lot of us don't have the ability to have a sound studio in our house, and people are doing things behind the scenes. So you have to have a plan going into it. Don't just go to do a quick random live. Understand that for something like this, it's a little easier for me, but I'm going to record it with you guys live. So what I did is I first ran through, and here it is. This is the film version. So I already filmed it, and it's just playing. And there is sound in the background. And what I did is I kind of mouthed what I wanted to say. I didn't really watch the tone of my voice. I didn't watch the speed of my voice. So, you know, I just let it run. And what I'm going to do now is I already got the beats in there. So as a picture changes, I know I have to change the subject. Sometimes you have to do it a dozen times before you get the right version. Sometimes you only have to do it once. My first try in recording this, now I did a dry take playing with the things before I recorded it, so I didn't feel like I was wasting my time. So you can wind up doing that and getting things out there by just slowly doing something and going through the beats, maybe writing yourself down some notes. I know I do. And you also can change the imagery of all that. And then you record it talking. And the reason I do this is not just the clicking, but thinking about when to click something away can be distracting. So you can hear the distraction in your voice. And you can hear it when I'm setting something up, or I'm answering someone's question, or someone's doing it when I'm doing these videos. You know, when you're doing these all by yourself, you don't have a lot of time to talk, you got to kind of stop and think. It's always easier when someone else is in a video here, because you can kind of throw them a question so you can get your bearings for a minute. And I do that a lot, but you guys can see, so this would be the video. And then, like I said, we'll do one for the Advocator. For Cat Dad, I'm basically going to leave this video as it is. I might do an overlay now available, or just do this entire video, record it again in a quiet room with my mic off, because I could always mute my mic. So the entire time this is going, I could be recording it and be muted. Sorry. We were up late on the Devil's Advocate, so my throat's a little sore from last night. We had a 2.5-hour program, great program, but then I also during the day had a full 1-hour program doing some pilots. So my throat's a little sore from talking too much. I'm sure most people would appreciate me talking less, but so you know, I could do some overlays, but this is just the pure video that I overlaid it. And then what I could do is just upload the new video with all those overlays that I showed you, with the Chuck picture and all that. And at the very end of it, I could just voice over. The one thing I don't like about this is that you can't fast forward the video. That's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. There's not much more you can do about that. You just have to go with the flow as it is on that. So here's what we'll do. Before we do this, I'm just going to run, because I do want to get one other ad in for the show today. And I wanted to, where is it? All right, because I have a Kickstarter on right now. So I just wanted to explain the Kickstarter and show you, again, a video I made. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for this promotional video about Written Sins Volume 1, The COMiX Devil, alternatively known as the Volume of Pride, because that's the sin we're covering, because it's all about me, the uncanny, underground indie devil who's an advocate for underground and indie comics. And I'm also a proud single dad, and, you know, you should get to know me. I'm a really interesting person. At least that's what I'm told. You can find out more about me at MrAnderSiN.com. You can see the haircut I have. But this is actually about the earlier work I had. And there are some interesting stories, including that of the New York Reporter. Find out what happens when a city, New York City, in fact, needs a hero, and what being a hero and the costs of being a hero means through the pages of a comic book that's a newspaper. That's right. This is something made entirely to tell you a story of the city that Dark Justice inherits. the other comic book where we find out when a city needs a hero to be a symbol of hope, sometimes it's a job just too big for one man. We're going to find out what that means within those pages. And Gothic Blue, created by my sister Shorty. She may glow blue, but don't assume her gothic heart is here to save you. She's just here to balance the scales of justice. So what does all that mean? Well, you got to read the comic to find out, including Trollgate. Trollgate's an interesting comic. I love this. Art amazingly done by James Eric Hudson. It's just online, right? It isn't real. But what happens when fake online stuff affects the lives of those in real life? And bullying causes a person to take their own life. Oh my. And Painbox. The world is often unfair, especially when you get hurt at work. But what if those who decide on your compensation had to feel the pain? Would that change the practice from unfair to fair? And of course, Barbara Unleashed is going to be available within this Kickstarter as well as a reward, not part of the main volume, but as a reward. And The Advocator presents, here it is. You can see my edition of it right there. The Advocator is the poo-poo platter of indie comics. Get your copies right now via this campaign. And you could read that later, pause the video, see what we're about. It explains it nicely, but we're going to move on. We're also going to be giving you guys the opportunity to get Cat Dad and Supermom through this campaign. But ultimately, this campaign is all about Written Sins, Volume 1, The Comics Devil, that's me. All the different creative things I had, including some new stuff that you've never seen before, including Painbox, an alternative story for Gothic Blue that never got finished by the artist. I'm super excited to bring you all this. I hope you guys look deeply into it. Check out all the videos I'm doing about it and ask any questions. Trust me, we can make you guys your own unique, custom reward level if you want. Thank you for watching the video. That's it for now. I appreciate you taking the time. And Carl says, nice, an OBS topic. Yeah, this is a great software. There are a few drawbacks. Music sounds a little off. So if you're playing music on OBS, it doesn't come out right. It doesn't sound right. It just sounds off. There's no way around it. It sounds like an echo chamber. You could work around it if you could download a video or create a video, but creating the video, you'd have to use better software than OBS. But like YouTube sometimes actually has the videos on because if you're using music from the OBS store or the OBS, I shouldn't say store because it's not for sale, the OBS YouTube library, sorry. If you use that music from the YouTube library, they do have videos. And sometimes you can still download the videos depending on it. So if you can download the video, that could work. Otherwise, you're not going to get a solid sound. You can't upload an MP4, I don't think. Let me see. I don't think, it lets you do media source. I'm sorry, an MP3. But I don't think that, I don't know if you guys can't see that I'm doing right now. I'm actually trying to upload music. Last time I tried, they didn't let it do it. But I know it said it had an update. I just didn't read the update it had done. So let's see. So I was able to put it in. Oh, it does play the music. Okay, because I did hear they were doing that. So we can actually add music into it. So, all right, so that's good that they did that. All right, so that MP3, what did I even add? To be honest with you, I don't even know what I added. So we added Going Home. So let's see if I can't get that for you guys. Actually, let's see. Let's browse the MP3s. Now, remember to use MP3s that are able to be used. Don't use things that you don't have the right to. Ooh, Super Blues. So, all right. So this is Big Al's. So we'll do Big Al's music. We'll see if that works. Because I did see that they were supposed to be doing this. So that'd be exciting. If you can put an MP3 as a video file, that could work. So let's try it. Let me see. We'll see the music. This is Big Al. I gotta do the little thing. And you guys can't see, but I'm typing right now. So, all right, I had it right. Okay, Big Al's. This computer. So, Here we go. I think this, yep, there we go. So now we check our music. So now, if you can add music this way, that's a big jump up. Let me see. Let me see if we can quickly find something that Barbara could do for this. And I'm not going to keep you on much longer, so that's why I'm just going to quickly see if I can't find some other music I have. And I'll go look at music and do this when you guys aren't around. But I just want to record it with music in place so we can test it together. Ooh. We can use this. Now, so we'll use this. So let's get tough. So I'm going to show you something, because you can play with the music if it works the way I think it's going to work. So I'll get tough. I put get touch, T-O-U-G-H. So, and this is a good leap. I knew they were going to be doing it. That's why I figured I'd try now. Originally, there were crash problems with it when you tried it. I think they figured that out. Okay, so let's do it. And now there you can see it's playing. Now what you could do is lower the volume. See me at the bottom, lowering the amount of volume, so it'll have less of an overlay. So I actually put this in the wrong thing. So we got to go to the film thing. So see the media source right away starts playing. So we can get rid of that. We can add another media source. And they should be able to play on top of each other. So we'll do that. We'll do the get tough. We'll open up the get tough file. Let's see. Get. All right. So I have it. You'll see it come in right now. All right, so here we go. So we could start get tough. We could lower. Now let's see. This I have not tried yet. I wonder if it turns back to normal. All right, so we turn it. No, see, okay, so it keeps its preset. So you want to look at your levels. So here's the level, for example. There's the level of how I was speaking. Now, because I'm going to be recording it with my voice, we can actually get rid of this. So this we don't want on at all. We wanted this to be muted because, again, I'm going to be doing a voiceover for this video. So now I have to be mindful that my voice cannot be drowned out by the get. So so get there, but if we turn that on, oh, see, that could be a problem. So you'd have to do in this case is you'd have to overlay the music first. So what we would have to do here is we'd have to mute it to get, because right now, and I can call up the video and let you guys hear it, and I'll actually let you see it too. We can switch the screen out for a minute. I can show you what I created before you guys were on. And again, this was just a preliminary video. And I know this seems really a little bit complicated. That's why I wanted to do a video for it. But once you get the hang of it, it's just more time consuming than anything else. But once you get it done, you don't have to do it again. So keep that in mind. All right, we're going to stop the screen share for a minute. And I'm going to get you a new screen as soon as this lets me. There we go. And we're going to go, where is it? What's its name? I'm trying to figure out what they named it. I got the OBS, I got StreamYard, I got music. Ah, here it is. All right, so here we go. This is Barbara, and this is her story. As she travels to New York City to explore something that she has been fantasizing about because she's compelled by a fetish. Not everyone is born normal. Some people are born different. Barbara Unleashed. After a lifetime of hiding who she is, Barbara begins exploring her dark desires. We start off with the fetish baby story where she travels to New York City to explore the New York City fetish underground and come to learn about what has been compelling her for years. All of her dark desires get realized in New York City, but they quickly spiral out of control, which leads us to Aftermath, the story of what happens after a night that she thought would be amazing that turned into something that she feels like someone has stolen her actual fetish from her. Aftermath deals with the emotional trauma of abuse and actually shows what can go wrong. Then we move on to Mentor Search. Mentor Search is when she decides she's going to take back her fetishes by learning from someone who knows better than she does how to survive in the fetish community and learn from someone who knows better. Go on the journey with her as she learns more about the ins and outs of the fetish community. Variant covers are available. Please inquire. Barbara Unleashed. Before you can play, you have to understand. That's why we created a survey so you can explore your kinks. You can get unleashed. Remember, it's okay to be curious. And it's okay to explore your fetishes. But you have to understand before you play. So take the BDSM survey and be ready to play. The adult survey and stories you grew up to read. Free Hugs and Spakes merchandise is available from t-shirts to stickers. The collection of Barbara is available for $30. You get the first chapter Fetish Baby, second chapter Aftermath, third chapter Mentor Search, and 2 copies of the BDSM survey so you can take it with a playmate. All right, so now you guys can hear that. And I'm obviously, I'm struggling a little bit because it's the first time I'm running through it while recording. Plus, you can hear I'm trying to click. You can hear that click, click. And Carl Witzman says, I've learned to turn off the desk audio. It helps cut out a lot of the echoes. Yeah, especially if you're using headphones. That's a good idea. And sometimes when it picks up the music on my end, I don't even use headphones. If I don't use headphones. Yeah, I mean, OBS is not perfect. There's a reason people move to StreamYard. But for a simple free program, it is amazing. It is amazing that it does that. And you guys can see, when you're doing something like this, you're going to struggle a little bit. You are going to have that moment of having a problem where, you don't necessarily have the ability to do it. So what you can do, if you want a really quiet video and you want to cut it off, and I'll do that. I'm going to set it up to do it, and I'll explain what I'm doing as soon as we get back to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a video. So, all right, here we go. All right, I'm switching over the screen now for everybody. And it just takes a second for some reason on here. All right, so we go to OBS. And now OBS is in the process of recording. Now notice that both of my mics, look, Carl, I'm going to take down your comment. If you notice, it's recording now with no whatsoever. So the next time what I can do is I can play the music while I'm narrating. Now the reason, even though Get is still on, it's not playing any music, is because it's ran out. This is important. When something runs out at this point, it'll just stop playing. So you can turn it off, and when you turn it back on, it'll start playing again. But again, we're muted, so I can't show you. But that's the way to reboot it. So if you're in the middle of it, remember, your record button's right here. The amount of time it's recording is down there. So you can also be mindful of how long your videos are. And if you're doing StreamYard, try to keep your videos down to 3 minutes. That's why I can do all of these great videos. Like all the videos you're seeing, a lot of them are cut together using just the simplest software. Like one of the ones I'm more proud of that I simply did on here. This was actually on OBS. Check out the Let Me INDEE. Actually, no, that wasn't on here. I can't show you that one. That was actually there. I'm trying to think of ones that I filmed on here and have done on here. so you guys can see it. Okay, well, I did the Terraform one. Just check out what I did with Terraform. Terraform Comics is changing the landscape of comics. Subscribe at terraformcomics.com. Real simple, real easy. That's just going on. Same thing when I did the Comic Book Advocates one, which I do have to update again now because comicbookadvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that. And you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like comicbookadvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love comics. We changed out some logos and the look of our site, so I am going to redo that one. But as this is getting done recording, you noticed when we were playing the video before the lagginess that sometimes happens in StreamYard, but StreamYard also allows you to store videos. So if you can store a video, it's so much better to store it on the actual confines of it. So I suggest doing that. Okay, so now it's done recording, so we hit stop record. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this media source. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that media source. And I'm going to add the new media source. You won't see this because it's not showing the pop-up videos. But what I'm doing is I'm going in and I hit the plus. So right here, oh, see, the mouse is a little off because I have the screen open. But I'm at the plus. I'm going to add what is called media source. And I'm sorry you can't see all the drag down options. There are several. And then I'm going to name this one silent. So I know that this has no whatsoever playing. Get it from my computer where it's stored. Make sure you put your output where you know your stuff is going to be. That is a mistake some people make. They don't store it in a place where they realize and know that the videos are going to come out. You can't name them through OBS. They will get the date stamp. I think there's another option too, but you can't individually name them as they save. They're going to save as basically default files. All right, so here we go. This is the silent version now. And now this is silent, as you can see down here. There's nothing playing. So now when I overlay the music, the video still plays and I get the music, and now I don't have to worry about any music from that because the video itself has nothing. So how does that video sound? Let's find out. So completely without anything, and I'm not even going to call it up for you guys. This is how it sounds. No noise, completely dead of sound. So we have gotten to this point now, finally in the process. And yeah, this, guys, I mean, there's no way around it. It's going to take some work to do videos. You have to be able to commit 2 hours to do a video between scripting, getting the right images, even making images. A 2-minute video, realistically, will take you about 2 hours, depending on. The Terraform one took me all of 20 minutes to make. But that's also, I think, 30 seconds at most. So it also depends on what you're doing and all that. So here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to check our levels, and then I'm going to turn the mic on here and see how my voice is so I can now check without even recording it. Do I want the music a little louder? Do I want it a little less? I think we want to go just a tad bit less. And then we're going to record a version of this and we'll play it. I'm going to do it live. You guys are going to see it. You're going to see how we do it. And then I'll do the Advocator, which is a little easier. And then I'm going to send you guys on your way. I didn't even mean this to be a 1-hour video, but there's a lot to unpack here. So remember, check your mic settings. Make sure your voice won't get drowned out. And then if you want to restart everything again, just hit here. And then we're going to go for it. So let's record something. So here we go. And again, I hope both mics work. I'm assuming they do because somehow you're able to. And Carl, do you know that you can put OBS directly into StreamYard? So you could stream this into OBS. You can make into StreamYard somehow. I'm not sure how. I keep meaning to look it up, but I always have another project I'm working on, so I haven't gotten there. But supposedly you can use OBS to do cool stuff while you're on StreamYard. So I'm going to look into that. But here we go. This is, again, off the top of my head. And this won't be the final version because we have Jax in the background. I'll probably have to, I didn't expect him home so early, so I'll probably have to record this a little later on if he takes a nap, or a lot of the stuff I do is at night when he's asleep. So I can get a quieter background, but just to show you guys, and I'm coughing on purpose right now to make sure my throat's clear. I definitely suggest doing that. Drink something right before you go. Make sure you don't have any phlegm in your throat. Check your nose. And even check your voice. Go la, 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 la. It sounds stupid, but it matters because you don't want to go into it and suddenly feel like you have a tickle in your throat. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I'm just going to clear my throat. I didn't think you guys wanted to hear how that sounded. So here we go now. We're going to do some recording. So let's check this out. This is a story about Barbara. She travels to New York City to explore her fetish in the New York City Fetish Underground. We follow her journey as she packs up as a college student to move to New York because not everyone is born normal. Some are born to be different. Barbara was. Barbara Unleashed Stories is about a girl. After a lifetime of hiding who she is, Barbara begins to explore her dark instincts within New York City's underground fetish community. Barbara Unleashed #1 has us seeing her fantasies come true and her exploring her fetishes in New York City, but it suddenly spirals out of control. Despite living a life wanting to make it to New York City, when she gets there, she discovers that some dreams are dangerous to have when you do it without the proper care and knowledge, which brings us to Aftermath. After literally feeling like someone has stolen her fetish away from her, she now is lost. She's going through abuse in the aftermath of that abuse. She's mad at herself. She doesn't know what to do. She literally feels like someone has taken something so important to her. It's a powerful issue that deals with abuse and how easy even your dreams can affect you. But she's not going to be just take it, and she's not going to just accept what's happened to her. Instead, she's going to get herself a mentor, someone who can teach her how to explore who she really is safely and not be taken advantage of. So the entire issue is talking about safety, about how she can get with someone who can help her learn how to play safely. Barbara Unleashed comes in alternate covers. Please inquire the ones we have. And remember, before you play, understand. We created a BDSM survey about the adult tales you grew up to read. That survey will help you understand with you and your playmate how not to hurt each other. It's okay to be curious. It's okay to explore your kinks, but make sure you know how to do so safely and be ready to be unleashed. Of course, we have the free Hugs and Spanks merchandise available for you. It comes in t-shirts. It comes in stickers. We even have a new cool item, Inquire Within. If you want to get the basic package, the Barbara collection, you can get all 4 chapters, over 120 pages of the adult tales you grew up to read, now for just $30. And with that, we're going to give you 2 surveys so you and your actual playmate can fill it out together and be ready to explore your dark desires. Please check out Barbara Unleashed, and thank you for watching this video today. And then we just hit stop recording. All right, so we're done here. Let's see how it came out. So we're gonna call up the actual video now. We're gonna stop our screen share, and I'll bring up the video that we just recorded, and we'll see. I noticed that the music kicked out. That I could put on a loop, so I don't have to worry about that. So there is an option to get it on a loop, so the music would just restart. But let's see how it turned out. This is the first time I'm trying this. And again, off the top of my head, who knows? Maybe I'll like it enough that I'll keep it and I'll use it. There was a couple points where I felt like I struggled, and that was also because I was watching the mics and all that stuff. But here we go. You get the world premiere of this video right now. And I'm just looking for it now. There it is. I think that, yeah, that's it. All right. So here's how the video looks for you guys. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. This is a story about Barbara. She travels to New York City to explore her fetish in the New York City Fetish Underground. We follow her journey as she packs up as a college student to move to New York because not everyone is born normal. Some are born to be different. Barbara was. Barbara Unleashed Stories is about a girl. After a lifetime of hiding who she is, Barbara begins to explore her dark instincts within New York City's underground fetish community. Barbara Unleashed #1 has us seeing her fantasies come true and her exploring her fetishes in New York City, but it suddenly spirals out of control. Despite living a life wanting to make it to New York City, when she gets there, she discovers that some dreams are dangerous to have when you do it without the proper care and knowledge, which brings us to Aftermath. After literally feeling like someone has stolen her fetish away from her, she now is lost. She's going through abuse in the aftermath of that abuse. She's mad at herself. She doesn't know what to do. She literally feels like someone has taken something so important to her. It's a powerful issue that deals with abuse and how easy even your dreams can affect you. But she's not going to be just take it, and she's not going to just accept what's happened to her. Instead, she's going to get herself a mentor, someone who can teach her how to explore who she really is safely and not be taken advantage of. So the entire issue is talking about safety, about how she can get with someone who can help her learn how to play safely. Barbara Unleashed comes in alternate covers. Please inquire the ones we have. And remember, before you play, understand. We created a BDSM survey about the adult tales you grew up to read. That survey will help you understand with you and your playmate how not to hurt each other. It's okay to be curious. It's okay to explore your kinks, but make sure you know how to do so safely and be ready to be unleashed. Of course, we have the free Hugs and Spanks merchandise available for you. It comes in t-shirts, it comes in stickers, and we even have a new cool item, Inquire Within. If you want to get the basic package, the Barbara collection, you can get all 4 chapters, over 120 pages of the adult tales you grew up to read, now for just $30. And with that, we're going to give you 2 surveys so you and your actual playmate can fill it out together and be ready to explore your dark desires. Please check out Barbara Unleashed, and thank you for watching this video today. All right, so there are a couple things I would definitely change, and it's important that you watch it before you just release it. Rewatch your work, guys. Notice the music came out a little low. That means I have to go higher with the music in the background. That's the one downside about not being able to hear it while you're recording it. The reason you can't hear it is because it will cause an echo in this program. That's basically what it is. So what I would do with this is I would, let's see, I would probably turn it up to about, so let's say probably right here. So I would move up our, oh, sorry, wrong thing. I would move it up to just about here. So the high points would be there, just around the 30, 35 area, I think would be good because my voice goes into the yellow. Again, I have a deeper voice, but yeah, and I might find more appropriate music for it. I don't know. I kind of like the music there, but that was it. That's how you did that. And, well, you guys aren't seeing the screen. I'm talking about that whole decibel thing, and I forgot to switch over my screen. All right, we're back to OBS, and what I was talking about is down here. I would just make the music go a little higher. So we're going to move on to the Avocator pitch. The Avocator, so I would just pitch it as it is. Again, the first thing you want to do is you want to walk through a video. The easiest way to do this, again, mute your mic, record it with no sound. The first time I did that was just for example, so I could show during the show the different versions. Normally, I don't record with any sound, but I'll mouth over it. Just because I know the first time I'm not going to get it. So here we go. Let me see. All right. So just hit record, and this gives you some needed pacing ability. So just remember, like a Comic-Con, just do a pitch. Oop, sorry, I hit the streaming, not the record. So here we go. Hello and welcome to the Avocators Presents infomercial. So what's the Avocator? The Avocator is the poo-poo platter of indie comics. It is all about bringing different creators together to showcase their different universes. And if you like what you see, there's more to get. We had the winter edition, super awesome, with the Void Crossing, Grimwood Crossing, Binary Star, Not Broke Down Yet, Modern Testament, Mary Revised. That started off, but then winter turned into summer because we live in Florida. There is no actual spring, so we went right to summer because the creators of it, me and Travis, are from Florida, and Chuck's in Texas, so they don't have spring either. None of us really experienced spring down here in the South. Then we had the summer edition. The summer edition was Seed Seekers, Nature Boy, Mary Revised, Messina, the Samoan Wolf, Barbara Unleashed, crossed over with Into the Suck and Manny Wolf to give you a monster of a cosplay, and Lopsided. Now, of course, Mary Revised was the second part of that, and then we moved into the fall to give you the Advocator Presents Halloween Fall Edition, which had Manny Wolf, The Reapers, Belial, Dead Kingdom, The Chimp with the Brown Hat, and Zombiful World of Oz. And you can get all of these books as part of a collection. You can get the alternate covers, such as like the Advocator Presents a Monster of a Cosplay cover, or Virgin covers that you can see all within here, all the amazing different Virgin covers that we have had throughout the project. Of course, you can inquire about any of those. We can sell these packages to you, but that's what the Advocator is. This was the 2019 edition. We can't wait for what we give you next. So then I would just hit stop recording. I'd upload the video and then redo it. So that is how I would do it. And then the second time, hopefully I don't have Jack screaming in the background. So that's in a nutshell how you do it, you know. And you could even, like I said, I could go back over here. I have the video already pre-laid. I could re-edit this, or I could go to the actual video itself, listen to it, and just find the moment where I talk about backing in on Kickstarter, kill the mic when it was talking, and then I could take over and go, and now available through purchase through blah, 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 wherever I'm selling it, because now it's part of Terraform Comics. Jaxie, Jax, just wait 1 second. I'll be right with you. I'm going to wrap up this video, okay? Jax needs me, so the call of the daddy has been thrown. I hope I helped you guys out. Carl, you know what? If you're still listening, why don't me and you schedule out a time for me and you to do a video like this together, where me and you will sit down, we'll answer some questions, we'll talk about the different type of things. Me and you will do a panel, we'll maybe invite another person about creating these types of videos and giving tips and tricks. We obviously have all this recorded right now, all of this information. We could give the different backdrops, how we did lighting. Obviously, this was not a great lighting thing. Again, this was in the middle of the pandemic. I did it in the middle of the night. Jax, I'll be right there, sweetie. Hold on. So, you know, I definitely want to sit down maybe with you, Carl, and do another follow-up to this. Ask any questions. Maybe we'll talk about using different StreamYard stuff, whatever you guys want. We're going to be doing a monthly panel. We have done a panel every month. We did one in May, of course. May ended it. June, I did a panel. In July, we're going to do at least one panel a month. So if you guys have another panel you want us to do, please tell me, and I'm happy to do it for you. But that's it, guys. The daddy call has been done. So we're going to go out. I've shown you guys so many videos. I'm going to leave with the best thing I can. The hardest working man in comics. I give you Victor Dandridge.
Share, don't like. If you share, it shows you care. It tells the world that you support something, not just in the quiet recesses where I put it, or you're putting it out on your page. You're telling your friends, your fans, that you support what we're doing. So share, don't like.